I think we need to do the work of having informed opinions.
They have sexist thoughts. They will not agree to that, but I am a stubborn person and I'm a fierce debater.
Bismillah Atide. Atide. Atu today. Oh yeah. Let's start.
I should not sing my song.
Oh yeah. Okay, sing you want to sing.
Business.
Just start already.
Bismillah Motide. But yeah. Ooh. This is doing the welcoming. Hi guys, welcome back to F&J podcast. My name is Adejoke. I'm the J of the F&J.
And I'm the F of the F&J.
If you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. We're excited to have you. Please follow us, like, subscribe, turn on post notification, and follow us on social media. Is that all?
Yeah.
On welcome me?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. How are you feeling?
I'm okay. I'm good.
How do you know that you're okay?
I feel okay, so I know I'm okay.
So it's your opinion.
I believe I'm okay.
It is your opinion that you're okay.
Well, yes, and I kind of feel it. So if I feel it, then I.
So if I feel differently, that I don't feel you're okay, I feel you're not okay.
I mean, your feeling is baseless because it's my feeling.
What do you mean my feeling is baseless?
You can't feel for me, so you.
But I am entitled to my opinion.
On this matter, you're not, because it is my feeling you're talking about here.
Is there a case or a matter on which, or an instance in which I'm not entitled to my opinion as a modern woman in a civilized society?
Well, I don't know. It depends on how you want to cash it out. But on a general level, I think we are all entitled to our opinions.
But
it doesn't mean that we are right or our opinions are true.
Well,
but we can hold opinions.
Let it be on record that I do not opine that Olafimihan is okay. I think he's not okay.
In this case, your opinion is very irrelevant. I mean, it's baseless because it's not your feeling; it's my feeling. If I said I had breakfast, I had amala for breakfast this morning, and you say you don't think so, it doesn't matter.
Opinion
that opinion is baseless because I would know what I had for breakfast this morning, and you wouldn't know.
But
only if I told you.
How important? Because just what you're saying now is that while I'm entitled to my opinion, if I don't have the right information on certain subjects, then I shouldn't even probably have an opinion. That's like the crux of what you're saying. But we know that in society, people always feel entitled to their opinions. And as they should, as human beings, it's your prerogative to have an opinion. But how do you, when is it not okay to have an opinion? And when you have an opinion, how do you go about sharing it, especially when that opinion is not based on fact or any body of knowledge or any actual knowledge at all? And I'll give you an example.
Okay.
So I had very recently, conversation. I had a conversation with someone who had shared. So this person is profile, highly cerebral, accomplished, professional.
Do you know it's cerebral? Or you see him cerebral?
Appears.
Okay.
Thank you very much for that. Appears cerebral. Professional, accomplished professional, respectable person in society, if you like to say. And this person, is very, of course, vocal about their opinions and thoughts and all of that. And recently they had shared an opinion on, it's a news thing. And apparently the education body, they are trying to modify the curriculum to include some things like robotics, like makeup. I remember robotics and makeup specifically because that was the crux of our conversation. And this person had shared their thought that, they understand why robotics is a valid addition to the curriculum for early education. That's primary and secondary school. Like they understand why robotics is part, but they do not understand why makeup is part of the addition,
okay.
the curriculum addition. I know that because I know this person and I know that they have a streak of patriarchy and they have sexist thoughts, they will not agree. But I know for a fact from interaction with this person
Okay.
that they have shown from interactions in the past
That are sexist.
they have a streak of sexism.
Okay.
I will not actually call them sexist.
Okay.
I'll be careful not to, but they have a streak of it.
Okay.
So because I know
What's the
that
difference? Is there a
person,
difference?
the way I've put it, that's the
Okay.
difference. Because I know this person, so I went to engage them. Oh, what do you think makeup is? Because I know that their thought is makeup is our foundation and our lip gloss and whatnot, all the things that we put on our face. And I know that makeup is, of course, broader than that in scope. Makeup, is an entire industry itself. And of course, it became they got defensive about the subject and, anyway, ultimately, the opinion that they had shared about the irrelevance of makeup, of course, it's very screwed in ignorance. And they were not going to easily admit to that, but I am a stubborn person and I'm a fierce debater, especially when I'm certain of what I'm saying. Fierce debater. So I got them to say, at least educate yourself. Learn about the scope of makeup and why it is important. Because anybody is going to have an opinion about curriculum for students. That is not a conversation that is open to everybody. Experts have to gather to decide because they have to be knowledgeable on a lot of things, on education, early education, on psychology, on current state of work, future of work, the economy, to know, right now we're in the creator economy, right? This is going to span, into the future. How do we prepare children who are now in primary and secondary school? How do we prepare them for the labor market? What would make them money? Or what would, sustain them as, young adults and adults? Those are complex thoughts that people who are, making curriculum decisions have to think about before they make those decisions. I know that I've been
You
talking
said a lot,
going on and on. But like my thought is, my question to you, my question is, at what point does our opinion, do we need to realize when not to have an opinion or when not to be assertive about an opinion, especially if it's something that has impacts on other people's lives, also especially when we seem to have some form of influence. And by influence I mean there are people that sort of listen to you and hold you in high regard, which means they would, because a lot of people are dogmatic, right?
Mm-hmm.
It means that people are like you to just follow what you have said because they have placed you. When you become that kind of person, how important is having our own opinions? And do we have our own opinion? Should we have our own opinion? To what extent should we have those opinions and express those opinions?
Okay, I'll start with the last question. Should we have an
After
opinion?
I've spoken for like 30
then
minutes.
I'll go. I think that's the easiest to answer.
Okay.
Yes, we should
We should what?
have an opinion.
Okay.
However, I think we need to do the work of having informed opinions. What I mean by that is, while you can hold opinions on certain subjects, if you are going to, but if you want to share those opinions in a public space, if you want to, or if you are going to respond to or participate in a public discourse and all you have is just an opinion, I think that rules you out from having the conversation. The only opinion you can share on a public discourse or conversation is one that you have actually educated. Like you must have informed yourself. And the reason is this: in principle, an opinion not not always the truth. It doesn't always correspond with what is true. And so the point of informing yourself is to make sure that the gap between your opinion and what's true is as little as possible. So sometimes you could have an opinion and it overlaps with what's true, but most times it doesn't. So which is why, while you can have an opinion, you should have one. But then it is not enough to just have an opinion without, or there's a way to have an opinion,
So
and the way is to educate yourself, inform yourself. You must have actually at least done some reading, watch some videos, read some articles,
I want to
educate yourself. That's the point.
read out the meaning of an opinion,
Okay.
because that's actually the challenge. A view or judgment formed about something, not necessarily based on fact or knowledge.
Not
Basically,
necessarily
based
based
on
on
fact
which
or
sometimes can be based on facts
So
or
if
knowledge.
I have an opinion that you are not okay, which is something I actually share,
Okay. Well, you can have that, but it doesn't
but
mean it's true.
it doesn't mean so. To what extent do I need to go saying or telling people that you are not okay? Because I can have my opinion. That's point A. The point B now is sharing my opinion. Because if I keep quiet with my opinion, nobody is going to know whether it is informed or it
Or
is
not.
not informed. But the moment I open my mouth or carry my phone and type out on a public platform what my opinion, that's taking it a step further. So it has gone beyond having the opinion. Now I am acting. Because there's action now on top of the opinion.
So I would have said that if you are going to share an opinion, you must educate yourself. But I think that's even suboptimal.
Yeah.
If you are going to have an opinion at all, whether you will share it or not, it should be informed. You should have considered all the moving parts. Okay, you say you want to have an opinion on whether, for example, does God exist or not.
Yeah.
You can't. So you have
You
to have.
shouldn't.
You should have considered the arguments for God's existence, the arguments against his existence, for you to even have. For you to say, okay, I think I can share thoughts on this. Even if you won't share thoughts, I think as a human being, you have a duty to also inform yourself, which is why you should seek to know
I think what I'm
or
even
be sure that what you believe actually conforms to what's true or what's real.
So I think I hear you and I agree with what you're saying, but I think what I'm even trying to drive at is, as adults, so kids are allowed to have opinions however they want to have it. But as adults, once you have an opinion, I think it is your responsibility to be able to defend that opinion. Because you are going to be questioned on your opinions.
Yeah, you should expect
Right?
to be.
You should expect to be questioned on your opinion, and you should be able to defend your opinion. Now, you are not going to be able to defend your opinion if you are not informed on that opinion. If all of the making of that opinion is just because, again, our opinions are, extensions of our biases and our understanding and our views and our values and all of those things. But if you are going to have an opinion on like a public subject, like politics, like education, like gender, all of those societal discourse, all those conversations that have the capacity and potential to affect people's way and quality of lives, we must be informed about those opinions. And especially, I think one of my worries now is that everybody has a platform. Before even this podcast, something as everyday as WhatsApp is a platform. I know how many of my friends or people that I have on my contact will share like a movie or a song. And just because I'm going to check it out, just because they shared it, just because they say, oh, I've seen it, it's good. And I'm going to go ahead. I know how many people also like do the same. at least I have an idea of, I know that people do the same when I share those things as well. So that's already like having an influence. It means then, therefore, because with power or whatever, influence or any of those things comes responsibility. It means now that we have to be responsible for the opinions that we share, especially when we are being assertive about them. We can ask questions. There are times when, like, news around like this fuel thing, Dangote refinery, when all of those things were happening, that I didn't fully understood. I don't think that I still fully understand it, but like, I was more ignorant then. I asked guys in economics, guys who are like guys in finance. I asked people to, can you break it down for me as like a child? Can you break it down for me to help me understand what is going on? And they did. But it would have been very foolish of me to go ahead to share public opinion on those matters, knowing that there are people who actually like listen to what I'm saying. They don't have to exactly do, but consciously or unconsciously, they are taking that information in. It can affect how they think or process subsequent information that they would come across. So ultimately, where I stand on the issue is, if you are going to be assertive, if you are going to share an opinion publicly in a way that you are not asking a question, if you are going to be assertive about anything, you should, at the very least, be informed about such subject. Like, you should know the scope of makeup.
Yeah.
Or just ask. Just put up a pool. Like, oh, why is it important to add makeup? Somebody's going to be generous enough to break it down for you that the extent of makeup is a lot. If it's a subject that is away from your actual sphere of knowledge, like you are a marketer, right? If you are going to share an opinion on medicine, even though I know that you have a streak of share reading anything that comes your way, but if you are going to share an opinion, you are not going to say you have an opinion on medicine. No, you're not going to say, come and say confidently like you have an opinion on medicine. You may have an opinion on way of life, like exercising and all of those things, but you will not say authoritatively that you have an opinion on human anatomy, because who satisfied you to have an opinion on human anatomy?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you.
Was I ranting?
It sounds like you were ranting.
Apologies.
So I mean, you
I
said,
to get it off my chest.
You said so much. But I think a better way to put it is this. So there are good behaviors and there are bad behaviors.
Right.
But then morality is not just confined to the environment of what we do or what we say. We can be immoral about the way we think. So there are some ways that you hold beliefs, opinions that are immoral,
right,
irresponsible. So if you would say you know something or believe something, it is just it is just required that you have done some work in informing yourself.
Yeah.
So there's a bad way to have an opinion, and there's a good way to have an opinion. So the good way is to have read on the subject,
be enlightened,
or at least
about it.
Inform yourself, educate yourself,
or ask
and
questions.
Immoral ways to not do the work of studying, but then insisting that you know something and then sharing it authoritatively.
Yeah.
So even if you don't, there are times where you can have opinions, but you can't defend them.
Yeah.
In those cases, you have to be humble. You have to be decent enough to say, okay,
this is what I
think
feel.
This, but I don't really know.
Don't take my word as law.
Do your research, do your due diligence.
Absolutely.
As well. But this is what my rational intuitions.
And it's okay to also admit, like, when we don't know stuff, that we don't know stuff.
Yeah.
Because what do we even know? Do you know how much knowledge exists?
Because we can't know everything. We are finite minds, limited minds, so we can't possibly know have all information.
And I think that for people also, especially because, again, this is the internet era, we should all know now that somebody is saying something with confidence does not mean that they are saying what makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
and we should also know people's area of expertise. For example, religious leaders, I'm sorry, But religious leaders are what they are. Really, I have no bad intention, but like religious leaders are religious leaders. We know religious leaders that have done the work of educating themselves.
Okay.
We know them. Like you would, from how they think, how they speak. In fact, it's not even just what they say, how they say the thing. See, people that are knowledgeable, there's a way they say the things they say. Right? So when we know that this is this person's area of expertise, I know that we often run into that error of holding them in high regard and
Transferring
that regard
into
other areas. Because somebody can be a brilliant medical practitioner or an anointed religious leader and be spewing absolute rubbish on other issues such as on other societal issues. Doesn't mean that we now call law whatever they say on areas out of their sphere of expertise just because we know them to be an expert in this field. Except, of course, they have proven
themselves to be
knowledgeable and reliable in that area.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if this sounded like a rant.
I mean, it's fine. It's okay.
I have to get it off my chest. Thank you for sticking around. See you in the next episode.
Yeah.
Yes, like see them in the next episode.
Yeah,
Are we suggesting it?
How do you
Tell
mean?
them I will see them in the next episode.
You already said it.
With question mark. See you in the next episode. That's what I said.
Yeah, see it with that question mark.
Are you trying to bully me?
I'm not bullying you.
Say it.
Say it.
See you in the next episode.